So, as many of us already know, the group chat can actually very quickly become a treacherous place to be, especially if you're with the bros and you respect the bros' opinion, right? So, the group chat can get treacherous for a couple of reasons, right? I think the things that we talk about most is probably like women, sports, and I don't know, martial arts is a sport. But yeah, I mean, like, a lot of it is like women, sports, and maybe like video games. But when you're getting slammed in the group chat, like, and all the pressure is put down on you, you have to learn how to navigate those situations because your first instinct might be like to argue. And like, in a way, you are going to argue, but you're not going to argue to make everybody else look bad, to make yourself look good, because that's not a battle you're going to win, right? Like, if it's 70 on the group chat and it's a 6-on-1, you're not going to manage to slander everybody without keeping the heat, without keeping the heat on you. So really, defending yourself in the group chat is all about damage control, right? And what damage control is just making it seem nowhere near as bad as everybody else is making it seem. Because you might start cracking jokes back, or whatever method that you might have, but really nothing works better than damage control. Like, so you got to start damage controlling immediately. Now, like, what do I mean, right? So let's say the first example is a woman, right? So like, let's say you're talking to a girl, or you just got a new girlfriend, right? You put her in the group chat, and like, you put a pickup, and immediately it gets negative. You feel me? Like, everybody's like, ooh, why that one? You could do better. You've done better, and all that kind of stuff. But you like her, and you can't, let how you feel about her be dictated by the group chat. So now you got to start damage controlling, right? You got to make it seem like it's nowhere near as bad as everybody else is making it seem. So you, of course, naturally, you start talking about the positive attributes of whatever you're throwing up in the group chat, right? So in this instance, it's a girl, right? So you say, bro, she's super cool. She games. She cooks. She's this, and this. Talk her up to everybody, to get the heat off. And hopefully it works. Usually the boys are in it for the laughs, so they're on you regardless. But as long as you damage control, I think everything really should be fine, right? And so just find the good points. Like, don't try to talk about the girls that they got or anything like that, because that's just going to make them turn the heat up, right? Then you might get mad. So don't focus on trying to roast them back, but you got to focus on the damage control, right? Now, on the contrary, I think when it comes down to sports, favorite football team, favorite basketball team, etc., not necessarily on the contrary, but because you're not about to slander, but you do have to pull receipts, right? So me personally, I'm an Eagles fan, right? And I know for a fact that we've won a chip, right? And we've been back to the Super Bowl since then, at least, right? But so if you're arguing with somebody whose team doesn't have any rings, go ahead and pull the receipts. That's not slander. That's just the facts, right? See, like, you always got to damage control, right? Because I just can't emphasize that enough, right? Like, not every, because trying to roast back is like trying to fight fire with fire, right? And you're not necessarily backing down either, so you're not running away, but you're just trying to add some extinguishing foam to the fire, right? And that's damage control. And so, like, it just makes things go way smoother, right? It keeps you from getting mad. It takes the heat off you. Like, it's really, like, the goated way to conduct yourself in the group chat. Like, and lastly, I mean, video games, because, like, that's the in itself, right? The party chat is a chat. It's like the group chat that y'all in and y'all playing, right? So, I mean, honestly, that gets the most toxic, right? And if you're the worst one, and if you're trash, like, the way you can damage control is just being a role player, right? Like, no matter how bad you are at a game, if you just do what everybody else tell you to do and come in clutch, there's really no way they can get that mad at you, right? They have to be more mad at themselves. Now, let's face it, bro. Like, when it comes to the game, the bros are immature, right? They don't really have, maturity to blame themselves, right? So, like, it's always somebody else's fault, right? And, like, if you're the worst player, of course they're going to blame it on you. But yeah, you just got to be a role player in that sense. But in a sense, that's damage control, right? Because you're not, oh, bro, you trash. What you mean I'm trash? You trash. Like, nah. Like, that's not going to fly, right? You got to I mean, well, it is. I don't know, but yeah, it's just way better. Like, I don't know, for your personal peace, right? Like, to damage control, you got to learn how to damage control. And really, that's what a lot in life, right? It's a good skill to learn because it translates to so many other things. Like, if you learn how to damage control, then it's just like you start taking stuff so personal, right? Like, somebody start attacking like what you got, or they start attacking your character or something like that. And then, you just essentially, you talk about the good attributes, you start pulling receipts. Okay, but what about when I did this? What about when I did this, right? So really, it's a good way to overcome the slander is just the damage control. Like, you got to really learn that. Like, the art of damage control is just how you maintain the peace. You don't be out there arguing with the boys or arguing with anybody, really, because it's, because you know the art of damage control. So you know how to make yourself look poised and composed in the face of adversity because you know this skill, right? And yeah, I just feel like it could save you a lot of headache in the long run. But yeah, definitely put that into practice. Learn that good damage control.